Alright, what's going on YouTube? Cloverbells here, back with another Series 10 team building video featuring Yveltal. So it's been a while since we've done one of these. I know we did the big four with Zacian, Kyogre, Calyrex Shadow, and Xerneas. And now we're going to start doing some of these with the lower A tier restricted or higher B tier restricted Mons in Yveltal, Ho-Oh, Palkia, and Groudon, right? I'm sure I'm missing one more in there somewhere, but yeah. So today with Yveltal, it's a little bit more of a high skill capped restricted, right? It's not as go burry as some of the others, right? Like, you know, Calyrex is very oppressive. Just click Astral Barrage, kill everything. Same with the ice, right? You bring in Zacian, click Behemoth Blade, kill everything. You bring in Xerneas, click Geomancy, kill everything with Dazzling Gleam and Moonblast. Bring in Kyogre, kill everything with Water Spout, right? So a lot of the S tier or very high A tier restricteds are very offensively oppressive. But Yveltal's not like that. Yveltal is a little bit different, and the way you play it is not the same way that you would play some of the more offensively minded restricteds. Right, it's a little bit more positional based and more pivoting, and you really have to get Yveltal in the right spot, especially against like Xerneas teams. And it's arguable that maybe you don't even bring the Yveltal in the Xerneas matchup. All right, but that depends on the player and their choices and the rest of the team. But nonetheless, we still have to try and make a good squad with Yveltal, right? Because if the player is good and they know how to play the game, then Yveltal does very, very well. And it's a great matchup against Calyrex Shadow. Does pretty good damage to Zacian with foul play. And if you can get some snarls off against stuff like Kyogre or some of the other special attackers in the game, you can really, really neuter them. And Yveltal, unlike the other restricteds, can just regain its health back with like Oblivion Wing. Okay, so you know it kind of just sits there and neuters your team, your opponent's team, and it can just regain its health back with that Oblivion Wing, right? So, how do we build this squad? So, as we've done previously, we like to choose the 6 mons first, then the moves, and then the items, then the EVs, right? So, again, what's Yveltal's biggest weakness here, right? It's Xerneas. So we have to have something or a couple of tools to help us deal with the Xerneas matchup, right? That's already priority number 1. And then, you know, from there, we just want to have safe checks against the rest of the common meta threats while still having a consistent team, right? So, how are we going to do this? So I always believe that, you know, we need some type of strong steel type with Yveltal for that Xerneas matchup. And I can't really see something else other than Stakataka with Yveltal here, right? So you get speed control with Trick Room. You get hard-hitting gyro balls, rock slides for stuff like Incinerar or some other flying type. And honestly, Stakataka is like a second restricted on this kind of team. So I really like Stakataka here with Yveltal. Just to, you know, keep that Xern matchup honest, right? So from here, now we want to consider stuff like, you know, Kyogre, you know, and like the other matchups that we want to make sure that we handle. So something like Kyogre, I think, you know, just, you know, Rillaboom is good here. Now, the thing is, we're gonna play Yveltal with the Assault Vest, okay? I know I said I was gonna do items later, but, you know, I'm not gonna spoil it. You already can figure that we were gonna run Assault Vest. There are some good builds with Life Orb, and that's great. I think that was better in Series 8, honestly, with Dynamax, because, you know, at least with Dynamax, and your Life Orb, you can go for these hard-hitting Airstreams or Max Darknesses and really, really put more pressure on the opponent. But in Series 10 without Max, I don't think the Life Orb is necessary on Yveltal. I think the Assault Vest is just way too good, and having that extra move like a Foul Play or a Snarl really, really helps. Sucker Punch too. And remember, the whole point with the Assault Vest on the Yveltal is so that you can take that Modest Xerneas Moonblast, right? That's why it's so good. And you can take those Water Spouts from Kyogre, those Thunderbolts from the Regielekis, you know, so it's just a very good item to have on Yveltal in Series 10. I can't see anything else really being run, but if you got something, let me know. I'd love to know how you've used Yveltal if you don't have an Assault Vest. But anyway, so we have Stakataka for our Zern matchup. Again, we have Rillaboom for Kyogre, which is really nice. Now, you might imagine something like Incinerar here, right? Because, you know, another Dark type to take advantage of Dark Aura. You know, you could have a Dark move like Snarl, Darkest Lariat, Throat Chop. Really, you know, solidify that Calyrex Shadow matchup. But I don't know. I guess it's fine. And I'll make 2 versions of this squad. But I think we're okay giving up the Incin. As crazy as that sounds. Again, Incin's very nice against like Zacian and just physical restrictors, other physical restrictors like Groudon. But I think we can go a different route here, and I'm thinking Volcarona. Alright? And just so you guys know, again, I've already built the team. I'm just rebuilding it just to show you my thought process as I build my squads, right? So we have Yveltal, we have Stakataka, Rillaboom, Volcarona. This is the key 4, okay? Volcarona, again, very nice in the Zacian matchup because, you know, you can just redirect the Behemoth Blades and chance to burn, always great. And it's nice also in, you know, Xerneas as well, especially if you're running stuff like Whirlwind or Struggle Bug. And spoilers, we are going to be running one of those. Alright, we'll get to the moves in a bit. But yeah, I mean, well, and redirection support for Stakataka, Trick Room, I think is also nice. So I do like Volcarona on this team. Alright, Incin is great, and if you like Incin, go ahead and do it. I'm not saying that's bad, that's actually fine, that's good. But I'm taking a different approach this time on the Yveltal squad. So we got these 4, and now you notice, okay, we've got a Grass, we got a Fire type. Now what's going to be our Water type? So you have a few options here. What's honestly seeing a rise, and I really like this, is Suicune is seeing a rise. Because it's so bulky. You live Grassy Glide from an opposing Rillaboom, and you have great speed control with things like Tailwind, Icy Wind. Alright, of course you still have Scald, and if you don't want Icy Wind, you can always run like stuff like Ice Beam. That's also cool. And you could just put Protect on the last slot. So Suicune's really nice. I won't say no. I think it's very good on like Zacian teams and even Eternatus teams, especially with that Tailwind Icy Wind combo. All right, so I think it's great, but for this squad, I think we're still going to go with. I was gonna type in Water Urshifu. I think we're still gonna go Rapid Strike Urshifu. I think it's so good in Series 10. And especially with the Mystic Water item. You've seen me use this before in our other team building videos. It's just, you know, I almost feel guilty not running it, you know? Suicune's great, okay? And if you like that, that's also nice. But I think Water Urshifu is the way to go here. Alright, so we have our Fire, Water, Grass core. We've got Stakataka, Speed Control Mon, Trick Room option, Zern matchup, Kyogre matchup with the Rillaboom, Zacian matchup here. This is good for, you know, Lando-I's. You know, Lando-I can really bother Rillaboom and Stakataka, and even Volcarona, especially if they're running rock moves. So having that Water Urshifu here is really good. Okay, and then from here, maybe just one more Speed Control Mon, and just maybe a little bit more help in Kyogre overall, or even like Calyrex Shadow. Not that, you know, Yveltal has problem with Calyrex Shadow, but I think just Sash Regieleki is always safe. You know, just having that Electroweb speed control, and, you know, just being able to at least live one hit, so that way you can click it at least once is really great. So, you know, Regieleki will be our 6th slot. Can you go something else here? Yeah, you can. You have plenty of other options. You could go like Gothitelle and just trap with stuff like Urshifu or even like Stack and Rillaboom. So this way you know they can't switch. But I still like Regieleki here as an option, just so that you have an Electroweb, fast speed control, and then you have Trick Room, the slow speed control. So I think this is nice. So yeah, I like the 6 overall. Again, you could easily swap out Volcarona for something like Incinerar, just so you have like an Intimidate option, another Fake Out user. Okay, I think that's fine. You know, you can't go wrong with the priority boys there. But Volcarona is a nice, more offensive option, and it's great this format. You know, I'm sure you guys know this. All right, so how are we gonna do the moves? Okay, very simple and straightforward here. There's no doubt about it. Oblivion Wing, Sucker Punch. All right, for Calyrex, Snarl. Great move to neuter special attackers, and Foul Play, especially for things that go for Swords Dance, like a Groudon, or things with weakness policy like Calyrex Ice. Alright, that's still a threat, very much a threat. So I think this 4 moveset is ideal. Okay, and then for Stakataka, without a doubt, Gyro Ball, Body Press, so you can already tell we're gonna go Brave, Rock Slide, Stone Edge is very much an option if you like that, and then Trick Room in our last slot. Okay, Rillaboom here. So unfortunately, because we have the Assault Vest here, we're not gonna go 4 moves here. So instead, we're just gonna have Protect as our last option here, because you know with Assault Vest Rillaboom, you could actually live the Tornadus Hurricanes, even if they're Life Orb as well, and you could live those Sludge Bombs from Landorus-I. But now without the Assault Vest, you're out of luck there. Let me just make this Grassy Surge. But we do have Protect, so you can kind of play that a little bit better with Protect. So there's that option. But again, this is standard Grassy Glide, Fake Out, of course. Now here, you can have a few options, right? You can have U-Turn. Okay, you can have Knockoff for more Calyrex Shadow. But I feel like because we have Yveltal, we don't really need Knockoff, so to speak. Let me just take care of that. So I kind of like, and then there's also Wood Hammer, which probably might be the preferred move for some of you. But and if this was the case, I would just go Miracle Seed, which we are gonna go with, by the way, Miracle Seed. But I kind of still like that pivoting option, so I'm gonna go with U-Turn, especially with like Indeedee running around. So I think this is fine, because if the Indeedee takes away your terrain, you kind of want to reset that. So U-Turn's really great, and it's a super effective move. So I do like that pivot option. And when I show you the 3 battles, we actually have the Miracle Seed. However, after the 3 battles, I want to show you how I adjusted the team in the EVs again. Okay, so stay tuned towards the end to see how I refixed the team. Okay, so we have our Rillaboom here. Oh, I forgot to give the item on stack, the Choppleberry. Yeah. Okay. I've seen like Life Orb stacks, which is actually kind of neat. I do like it. I would like to try it one time, but for now we're going Choppleberry. Volcarona here. So I'm gonna leave this for last. Let's take care of the other 2 first, because I have some things to say about Volcarona. So Surging Strikes, Close Combat, Aqua Jet, and Protect. Okay, and Regieleki, we have the Electroweb, Thunderbolt, Volt Switch, our pivoting option, of course, and Protect. Okay, and because we are Sash, we can just go 252, 252 here, no question about it. Timid here, and the Water Urshifu spread, we're just gonna keep using the same one that we have in our videos. So optimize the grassy terrain with 192 HP. We'll go to the first bump in Adamant. Again, I would normally do the speed first, then my attack stat and my bulk, but because we've done this already many times, I'm just going to quickly do it. Alright, just for defense, we don't need that. And I believe we were here and then here, right? So we have a very, very, very high chance to live that Xerneas, that Modest Xerneas attack, and then the speed is just to outspeed Sarina, so this way we can potentially KO it, right? Because I don't want to die to Power Whip if it's faster than me. Alright, so we have those EVs done. Now, okay, so here's the thing with Volcarona. Okay, we are going to go Citrus, okay? Oh, why'd I click that? But, okay. So we are going to go Citrus. Can you go Safety Goggles here? Yeah, absolutely. This might even be kind of good, especially for like Among Us and stuff. But my option for now is Citrus Berry. But if you like Safety Goggles, go for it. Okay, if you even like this one, I think this was Luke's attack. Remember Luke from our Xerneas video? He had Rocky Helmet. Another fair option, but I like Citrus Berry just for the recovery, and it helps against stuff like, you know, Zacians and water issues, especially if you don't get that burn chance. But yeah, okay, so I've had a little bit of trouble. Volcarona has like that 5-move syndrome. I think it's actually called 4-move syndrome, where like you want more than 4 moves, but you can only have 4. So I guess I can give you some ideas. Of course, I'm sure you're already aware of what moves you can run in it. So I definitely want Rage Powder here, just for that Zacian matchup. Okay, and then I definitely did want Quiver Dance, right? So we're going with a little bit more of a bulkier set, but still hard hitting. Now here, okay. So the thing with Flamethrower, right? So Flamethrower is good, especially with our EV spread that I'm going to show you. You OHKO 252 HP Zacians, okay? I don't see too many Zacians running 252 HP, okay? They're running HP investment, yes, but they're not doing 252. And if you are, I want names. I want names of people running 252 Zacian. I need to know who you are. We need to have a talk. Okay, so I think we can just give up the Flamethrower here and just go with Fiery Dance. And I really like that 50% chance to raise that special attack more. And of course, Quiver Dance is pretty good, you know, just raise your bottom 3 stats, special attack, special defense, and speed by 1 stage. I think that's really good. Now, this is where I ran into a dilemma, right? Of course, Protect would be an obvious 4th move, and Protect is great. And if you like Protect, it's obviously very good in doubles. Go for it, but I think I gave it up and I went with Struggle Bug, honestly. Just for a little bit more security and, like, you know, Calyrex Shadows or Xerneas matchups. So I went with Struggle Bug, and it kind of feels weird giving up Protect here, but I think it's okay. I think you can give it up. Alright, so we'll go with this. Alright, but again, if you like Protect, go for it. Alright, so now let's talk about EVs. Okay, so we did these two. These were the easy ones. Actually, let's just do this one also because it's also easy. So we're gonna go Brave here. We'll max the HP, and here we'll just go to the 3rd bump, which is right here, and then the last points in Spadef. Okay. The main reason is because you can live the Regieleki Thunderbolt, as it turns out. Okay, so that's why you might see some builds on like Pikalytics showing that you live the Thunderbolt. Okay, so that's why we have it there. In fact, if you want, I can show you the calc, but you can do the calc yourself. It's a very easy one. I'd rather show you other calcs with the time that we have in the video. All right, so we have our 3 easy ones to EV. Now let's look at let's start with Yveltal first. So nature-wise, there's a few things you can do. I see some timid ones with max speed. I guess it's okay. I'm not gonna say anything against it. All right. I've seen some stuff like other natures, but I still like Modest, honestly. But I'm not gonna go max speed here. I think we just need enough for something like, let's say, this 143, which outspeeds non-speed natured base 90s like Kyogre. So like Modest Kyogre max speed hits 142. So I think being at 143 and allowing Yveltal to go first to get off that snarl or that snarl play to reduce it to -1 is helpful, right? So I think that's good. You can even do 149, and this is for Calyrex Shadow and Eternatus, right? So if you Electroweb, then your Yveltal is now faster than both of them if they're max speed, right? I don't see too many max speed Eternatuses, but they might. There are some that are, but it is a threat, and we still have to respect it. So I kept that at 149 in the battles that I'm going to show you, but I did change that later, and you'll see what I did. Okay, but first of all, I like Bacon Bird, so let's just go shiny here. If you like Bacon Bird, let me know. If you don't like Bacon Bird, well, I don't know what to tell you. Alright, so we'll just go first bump here. 68 is great. We don't need too much special attack investment. Again, the whole point of Yveltal is to sit there, be bulky, be annoying, and just like recover over time and just wither your opponent down where Yveltal just, you know, wins in the end game or even middle game. Okay? And then from here, I do like, well, first of all, I do want some points in spin, but I want that even number just for the Assault Vest maximum output. And then I honestly think we can just do something like this, just for like overall bulk. You can even just take this away and go here, but I think this is fine. I believe in the battles that I did, this was okay, and this lets you live that Xerneas Moonblast, and I think that's a calc worth showing you, right? Because that's the whole point of doing Assault Vest Yveltal. So let's just go ahead and upload this. Okay, and then where are we? Okay. So custom set. That's our set. Xerneas. Let's just go blank set here. Fairy Aura, of course. Modest 252. Alright, Moonblast. I almost clicked Moongeist Beam. Alright, so there it is. Right, so you have, it's a 2-hit KO, which it's worth it, right? On a non-bonus Xerneas that decides to go greedy and say, you know what, I'm just gonna kill the Yveltal and just go Moonblast, right? I think it dies. Well, not with the Assault Vest. So doing that and then potentially regaining our health back or snarling it is really nice. So that's our calc there. So, and also, wait, oh, whoa, sorry about that. What about the this guy right here, Regieleki? Okay, 252, timid. Transistor is your ability. Item, so we can do magnet, I guess. Where are you? Oh, why didn't I just do this? Why was I searching? So I guess we can put all the moves, right? But the important one is going to be Thunderbolt and stuff. Volt Switch, T-Bolt. Do we live it? Yeah, see, look, we lived the Thunderbolt from a timid Regieleki, which I think is nice. Do we live Modest? Modest 252. Yeah, we still live Modest, right? So, like, those are big calcs, right? You want to live that. And then Kyogre. You definitely live this because it's not super effective, but just to show you how well the Yveltal can take these water spouts. Let's go Mystic Water here. And then we go Water Spout. Right? Look how well that takes it. Yeah, I mean, you live it very comfortably, right? Even like Scald. Some of them are running like Ice Beam or Thunder. Okay, you take all of these moves very well. Thunder right here, yeah. Yeah, see, look at this. So I think it's really nice. What does Origin Pulse look like? I think it's pretty much this even, yeah, I mean, so Yveltal's a monster with the Assault Vest. Like, if you're a Life Orb Yveltal, I'd love to see your justification for it. I just think these calcs and this item is very good. I did adjust it a little bit after the 3 battles. I'll show you what I did, but for now I'm showing you what I started with. Okay, this we did. Okay, so the Rillaboom, obviously, all right, so we're gonna go Adamant here, and I'm still optimizing the grassy terrain. I don't think we need 252 Adamant. I prefer a little bit more bulk, so I still went to the 3rd bump here with 196, and I still think it's pretty much the same EV spread that I had that I'm gonna show you in the battles. I still think you want speed on Rillaboom and the Spidef investment. This is our Rillaboom set. I did change it. I changed this and the item, so stay tuned towards the end of the battle showcase to see how I adjusted our EV spreads, but I'm showing you how I started with again. Alright, now this one. So this one we're going to... So there's a bold set where, like... Where is it? You go 196 here, and I believe it was like 236, something like this. Okay, and then you live the Surging Strikes. You can go this kind of Volcarona. It's totally fine. But because we're a little bit more offensive, I wanted to try Modest here. So let's just put this back down to 0. We went with the first bump this time. So 174 is stat, and now you went to 176, right? So I think this is fine. My speed stat, I think I pushed it to 1. I also did like 149, right? 228. I also did this, and you can see why I changed my Yveltal speed tier later on, right? Because I noticed afterwards that my Volcarona and my Yveltal were speed tying, okay? For the same reason, for, you know, the 130 matchups with Calyrex and Xerneas. So that's one big reason why I changed it, but I'm showing you what I went into the battle with, okay? And then from here, I believe I just put like 1 in the Spidef just so that I get that even number with my QD boost. I think I just did stuff like this. I think it was 116. And then the rest was 124 HP. Yeah, and I believe this spread is on like Pikalytics as well. It's like one of the lower ones, and it's I think Neil also used this spread too, but I think he was running Flamethrower instead of Fire Dance. Yeah, he was running Flamethrower. So what's up, Neil? Hi. So but what does this calc actually do? So it lets you live, I think it's a 3-hit KO from like the Zacians. All right, let's go ahead and take a look at that actually. So yeah, we just do this. All right, import. So Volcarona, where's our custom set? And let's go Zacian. Let's go blank set here, level 50. All right, let's go Jolly first. All right, 252. Behemoth Blade. Okay, so if they're 252, did I do the boost? I did do the boost. Okay, yeah. So it's actually a 2. Well, but the thing is, it's not taking into account our Citrus Berry recovery, right? So it's gonna be a 3-hit KO. So that's always nice. All right, and what about Adamant? I think it's the same thing. Yeah, Adamant. Even Adamant doesn't change much. So after the Citrus Berry recovery, it'll be like a 3-hit KO, which is really nice. So I think that's a calc worth knowing. Okay, so there's that. So we have this, and actually our EVs are done, right? So now I'm gonna show you the 3 battles, and then I'm gonna show you how I adjusted some of the EVs afterwards. All right, but yeah, I like the 6. So let's see how they do on some of the test battles. All right, so we're taking a look at this first battle. So basically, it's a Calyrex Shadow matchup. This is one of the easier matchups you could have. Even like Lunala is really nice. So he's got a pretty standard 4, but then he has like an Arcanine and a Zapdos. I feel like he just took Incin and Regieleki and just replaced it with these 2. Which I could see and I can understand. I don't know if it's better or worse. But it's still a good team, right? But I very much either expect two kinds of leads. I don't think he leads the Calyrex Mienshao. I think he either leads like Rillaboom and Arcanine, or he leads Stakataka and either the Rillaboom for fake out pressure with the Stakataka to safely set up Trick Room, or he goes something like Stakataka and Arcanine, right? So let's see how this plays out. And he actually goes with Mienshao Stakataka. Okay, so that was an interesting lead. So I led the Xerneas and Yveltal. So I put the Yveltal out here just in case he was bold enough to try and lead the Calyrex Shadow, because I still have to respect the Calyrex Shadow. I don't want to put anything else in there and then just get demolished, right? And whatever he sends out can't really kill Yveltal, at least not from the first turn. So I was very confident in leading it. And then the Regieleki, you know, again, I'm still respecting like speed control stuff, but he led this, so I can understand right away he's probably going to do like fake out and probably set up Trick Room here. So I don't want my Sash broken, so I'm going to choose to withdraw the Xerneas and switch in Rillaboom, just so that I can get my fake out, and then I also have like Grassy Glide pressure, right? So I decided to do that. Okay, so let's see how play continues. I switch in my Rillaboom, and he goes exactly for the play I thought he was going to go for, and I do get my Oblivion Wing just to see if it was Sash, and it is. And he actually didn't go for the Trick Room. He actually went for Rock Slide, so I was very surprised about that. Maybe he was like Life Orb, and then maybe he thought he could take out my Xerneas that way. But he wasn't even Life Orb, so I thought that was kind of a throw there, because now I'm in a pretty good spot. So now as we see play continue, I fake out the stack so he can't get his Trick Room up, and then he clicks Feint. I don't know why he did that. I'm not protecting here, and then I just click Snarl. So so we get rid of the Mienshao, which is really nice. So now we know he has a Calyrex in the back, but I don't think he brings that in anyway, because the Yveltal is still here. So I can see something else coming in. So let's see what else he decides to bring in, and it is actually the Arcanine, which is a good bring, because now my Rillaboom, and I guess to a degree my Yveltal is affected by it, but not really. So now from here, I want to try and save my Rillaboom here. So I actually switch out the Urshifu just in case he wanted to try and target it. I click Grassy Glide. I don't know why I did that. I wanted to actually U-turn, but I think I clicked Grassy Glide by mistake. So that was my bad. But I think I was recording this battle at like 2:30 in the morning, so it happens. But fortunately, he just goes for a Will-O-Wisp instead of trying to kill the Rillaboom. So I'm very glad about that. Maybe he figures he can't kill me anyway. But again, he goes for Rock Slide, so he's not going for Trick Room here. I can't understand why. But we have Rillaboom and Urshifu for like priorities, so he can't really do much here. I do get back my Yveltal here. I thought that was safe, and I just get rid of the Stakataka just so that, you know, I'm not messing around. I don't want to let him get that TR up. But, you know, if he has Calyrex Shadow in the back, I guess he doesn't want to get Trick Room up anyway, because then that hurts him. So I can understand that, but I would have gotten that up turn 1 at least. So he flamethrowers. Yveltal lives because Assault Vest is amazing. If I wasn't, I might have died there. And now I'm in a good spot because the Urshifu can honestly just win against the Arcanine. He can't do anything about it. And the Calyrex, I'm going to force him to protect here because I would assume he knows I have Sucker Punch. But if he protects, then that means he's not attacking, and then I can just get rid of the Arcanine. And then whatever I have in the back can finish off the Calyrex because I still have Rillaboom. So yeah, I was fairly okay here. Alright, so he actually just let it die, so that was amazing. Alright, so I guess he didn't consider that. We're not super high on the ladder. I think we're like 1300s when this was recording, so that was an easy one. So, but yeah, you saw how it played out. So now let's take a look at two more. Okay, so this is another Calyrex team, but this is another weird one. So, again, he has the Tornadus, right? And he has Lele for terrain control. So, of course, I'm bringing in Rillaboom in this matchup. Yveltal once again looks strong here, so I see no reason why I can't bring Rillaboom, Yveltal, and Stakataka. And I think for the last slot, I think I picked Regieleki. So I lead Stakataka, Rillaboom, Fake Out with Trick Room is there, Nihilego and Tornadus comes out. So this is actually kind of good here because one, the Rillaboom I can either Fake Out the Torn and get Trick Room up, and then I'm good. And I don't really care too much about the Nihilego because I can just kill that with Stakataka next turn anyway. And even this turn when I'm clicking Trick Room, he can't kill me. So alright, I Fake Out the Torn. Alright, and he goes for Meteor Beam straight off the bat. Does great damage on the Rillaboom. Actually almost kills me. I don't have the Assault Vest anymore, so yeah. But I do get Trick Room up. So now I'm in a pretty good spot. I mean, my Rillaboom got damaged, but I don't need the Rillaboom to win the game. I just needed it to help Stakataka set up the Trick Room. So now I can just Grassy Glide this Nihilego. If he protects, I mean, that's fine, but then my Stakataka can just do stuff. So from here, I Grassy Glided the Nihilego. It actually lives. Remember, I was Miracle Seed, okay? And I have a lot of attack investment. I'm surprised it lived. Nihilego's defense is garbage. So this must be like a bold HP 252 set something. I don't know how it lived, but it lived, okay? And then I Gyro Ball the Tornadus because might as well. I can't let him have late game Trick Room, and he kills my Rillaboom. So unfortunate there, but not a big deal because now I can just bring in Yveltal, and if he brings in his Calyrex Shadow, I'm in a great spot. I expect maybe Torkoal here in case he brought it, but he actually does bring in the Calyrex, so that's perfect for me. And he does protect there. I kind of knew he would. But that's why I went into this slot first. So I get rid of the Nihilego. And of course, it doesn't matter what my Yveltal goes for. And now it's just Lele that this is amazing because he can't stop Stakataka. And there's really not much else he can do here. So we suck. I suckered in Psychic Terrain. It happens, right? But it doesn't matter because the Lele dies. I don't know how I forgot about Psychic Terrain. If he barrages, that doesn't matter. We see how well Yveltal takes. He protects again just to stall out Trick Room. It doesn't matter because he can't kill the Yveltal at this point. He will get the boost by killing the stack, but then you just die from Yveltal Snarl. So yeah, it's GG. He is actually Sash, which is kind of funny. But we have Regieleki, and now we just finished the game. So there it is. So again, another very easy Calyrex Shadow matchup that I almost memed on in the end by clicking Sucker Punch in Psychic Terrain. Alright, let's take a look at the last battle. Alright, so let's take a look at the last sample battle. So this is a Kyogre game. So you already know that Rillaboom and Aleki are coming. Of course, Yveltal. And then I see that he has the Whimsicott instead of the Tornadus, and I see he does have the Indeedee to try and change my terrain, so he could honestly bring that. So does he bring the Aleki is up in the air? I'm not sure, but I already know for a fact that Kyogre, Indeedee, and Whimsicott are coming. And I don't think he brings in the other Dark Bird. But for me, I'm gonna go with the same lead as the other game. I'm gonna try and get Trick Room up here. With Rillaboom, Stakataka, and then Yveltal in the back, and then, believe it or not, Aleki. I know Aleki doesn't do well in Trick Room, but it's still a late game security against Kyogre if it comes down to it, right? So, we let play start. So Rillaboom, Stakataka come up for me, and he goes with Whimsicott and the Kyogre. So he actually just go with the Tailwind Kyogre lead, which is fine, because I have a couple options here. I can either Fake Out here and try and get the Trick Room up, but then Kyogre can just go for Water Spout, right? So it's risky, right? If he's a Kyogre player and if he's played Rillaboom plenty of times, he either switches this out or protects, right? So I'm going to say he makes that play, and I know there's taunt on the Whimsicott. Like, it could run taunt, I don't know for sure. I'm not scared. I don't think it has it. I'm more scared of stuff like maybe Encore. but I still go for Trick Room anyway, even though I don't fake out the Whimsicott. So I guess you could, it's arguable, right? It depends on the player, but I know for a fact this is either protecting or switching, so I'm going to keep him honest, and I'm going to Grassy Glide it anyway. Okay, so he actually switches the Whimsicott slot. Why? I couldn't tell you. So that's just a free Trick Room. Okay, and he actually double swaps into the Indeedee. Okay, that's fine. We'll still get free damage on the Indeedee. Okay, and now we get the Trick Room up. So why he did this, I'm not sure. I can understand the Indeedee swap to change the terrain and stop my Grassy Glide priority. Okay, I don't know why he switched in the Urshifu. Did he really think I would Gyro Ball that? I think I would much rather get the Trick Room up. But anyway, I swapped that out, and I put in Yveltal here. Okay, and the Urshifu protects. I knew that was coming, but I didn't want to take big damage, because I can't really kill the Urshifu, right? But so Expanding Force there, and I did U-turn the Indeedee. This is also kind of why I changed my item just a little bit on the Rillaboom. You'll see what I changed it to, but I really thought that would kill the Indeedee, and it didn't, and I was a little sad, but I fixed that. So stay tuned at the end of the video to see how I would ensure Indeedee kills. And he does have that darn Citrus Ray. So now we have Eleki here. I was fine giving up the Eleki. I don't really need it right now, especially with Trick Room up, so I was more than happy to give it to him. Okay, I just had to pray that I lived the Urshifu move, right? So he goes for Follow Me. He goes for the Eleki anyway, which is fine, but I needed the Indeedee off the board. So I got rid of it with the Snarl, so that was fine. Okay. And now he brings in his Whimsicott. I bring in my stack. Okay, I Gyro Ball that. We get it to Sash. So he has a choice. He either tries to take out my stack and deny me Trick Room forever, and then he can just Tailwind eventually. But then he leaves my Yveltal up, and then I can just take out his Ursh, right? And even though he has Kyogre in the back, that's fine because I have Rillaboom. So that's what I thought he would do, but he ended up making a different play. He went for the Yveltal instead. And the Surging Strikes hurts a lot in the rain. I honestly thought I would live that. If you saw my HP bar, I honestly thought I would live that. I was very sad when Yveltal went down there. This is also why I fixed a little bit of its spreads after this battle. Alright, so we did that. And then he went for Dazzling Gleam. Why he did that, I guess he needed something else to click. But now here's the Rillaboom. And now I have 5 turns of terrain. He can get up Tailwind if he wants. It doesn't matter. But he can't beat the Rillaboom. So he protects there. He double protects. That's expected. Stall out my last turn of Trick Room. Alright, and stops my fake out. So might as well. But now he has the option to take out my stack now because the Trick Room is gone. Okay. So he goes for Tailwind instead. He lets the Urshifu die. Okay. And then he gives me the Trick Room. Why he did this, I have no idea why. I honestly don't know. I mean, so if anything, you'll see what I think he should have clicked, because he's going to reveal it right now. He actually lets the Kyogre die, doesn't click Protect, so the game is over now. But then he Encores. I thought he should have did that last turn. Okay, but again, it doesn't matter because I have Rillaboom. Alright, you can remove my Trick Room with the Encore. But I have Rillaboom, and it doesn't care about Tailwind, so you lose either way. And yeah, this is why late game Rillaboom against late game Kyogre is very, very nice. So that's pretty much it. But yeah, I really like how it plays out. We didn't use the Volcarona in any of these games because there was no Zacian, but you know, if you do run into Zacian, bring it, and it's really nice. So now let's go back to the EV spreads and let's show you how I readjusted it, especially after these 3 games. Alright, so now let's go back into the EV spreads and let's show you how I changed things. So so with the Yveltal, right? So I had it at 149, but again, that was speed time with the Volcarona, and I wanted to give it a little bit more bulk. So what I decided to do is, again, just like I mentioned before, I dropped it to 143. I think outspeeding Kyogre or like the other base 90s that are not speed natured, so like Modest Kyogre, as an example, which hits 142, I think that's fine. So now I have 48 EVs to play with, and then honestly I just put it in the HP, and then that little bit more extra bulk I felt like in that game against the Water Urshifu in the rain, I would have lived that Surging Strike if I had 6 more HP. I was a little bit angry to see that die, honestly. But yeah, that'll help me live it. And now with the stack was fine. These guys, we didn't really change. I kept his speed at 149 because I think that's fine. Now the Rillaboom, right? So I think it's good with the Miracle Seed if you had Woodhammer, right? If you had Woodhammer. But we don't have it, right? I want U-turn. So I think it makes way more sense to switch this to Life Orb, right? Because now you have Life Orb Fake Out, Life Orb Grassy Glide, Life Orb U-turn, right? So now, first of all, this will make it do more damage because 1.3 is more than 1.2. And now all your moves are boosted. And I think this just makes more sense, right? But what I will say is I will drop the HP down to optimize the Life Orb chip to 189. And the reason why you care about that more than the optimized grassy terrain recovery is because if you click U-turn, you damage them, and then you take the Life Orb recoil, but then you don't get the grassy terrain anymore because you're switching out, right? So it makes more sense just to optimize the grassy terrain, the Life Orb chip. Okay, so we'll drop the HP down to 108, okay? And then from here, honestly, we can't live the special moves anymore. So stuff like, you know, Hurricane Tornadus or like Sludge Bombs from Nihilego or Landorus-I, we're just gonna die. Like, I can make even more special defense and I still die. So it's not worth it. So basically, let's just focus on physical hits. So I did this, okay? And I think I dropped the speed down a little bit to 114 and then just put this at 132. And what this does is it'll help you live the Behemoth Blades from Zacian, alright? And you're still strong enough where if they're running 252 HP, again, I want names if you're running 252 HP Zacian, where you can still break their substitute most of the time, okay? With like Grassy Glide stuff. And of course, the U-turn now will kill Indeedee, right? I was so mad when that Indeedee lived also in that third game that the Life Orb was necessary. So now we'll just, yeah, this just made more sense. So I was more than happy with this. So now I just want to show you that calc real quick. So we'll go here and we'll go Rillaboom, Life Orb Rillaboom. Alright, you know who also used Life Orb Rillaboom? His name is Neil, VGC. If you haven't followed him, give him that follow, man. Alright, yeah, that's our set. But I think Neil was a little bit slower. I still like my 114 speed tier just for those base 100s. Alright, so I think that's still important. But yeah, let's just look at Zacian, Behemoth Blade, calc here with all this defense investment. And now we can also live like Flare Blitz and Incineroars, so that's also good. Let's just go blank set here. Did I click it? Yeah, I did. Okay. 252, Jolly. Where are you? And then Behemoth Blade. Okay, you see that? So we lived that relatively well. And then even after Life Orb chip, we have a very good chance to still survive. Even if they super high roll it. Okay, so we'll still be fine. So what we could do is like, you know, break their sub, get the hell out of there, and then Volcarona can just finish the game off with like a Fiery Dance or even like a Flamethrower or something. So that's why you run Rillaboom and Volcarona kind of like this. But yeah, that's the point of this calc. That's how we fix this. We kept stack the same. Volcarona is still the same. Again, if you want Protect, that's good. Urshifu and then Regieleki is relatively okay. So if I were to put this up, alright, let's upload to Pokepaste. Alright, so here's this part of the video where like, yeah, here we go. Here's the Pokepaste for this one. Again, if you prefer Incineroar over the Volcarona, hey, knock yourself out. I'll even give you that one too. So why don't we just copy this and then just, you know, make a new one here. Okay, If you want Incin, you want that extra Intimidate, go for it. I'll even give you the Intimidate, the spread that we've been using. Again, if you have your own Incineroar spread, then just use that. But, you know, safety goggles is ideal. And then, of course, we're careful. Alright. First bump. Again, I love having fast Incin, so 95 is my speed. 4 attack. And then this lives the close combat Zacian after -1. Well, neutral, technically. Flare Bits. Fake Out. Parting Shot. And now you want a pretty good dark move, you know, because you have Dark Aura from Yveltal. Darkest Lariat is good. Throat Chop is good. Snarl is good. Alright, up to you. Yveltal has Snarl. You can do double Snarl if you want. I think Throat Chop is fine. Alright, so give that one a go. Here, I'll even put this one up here. Here. Alright, so again, I'm just giving you some ideas here. So we have this one with Incin. Alright, still have that Fire Word of Grass Core. Double Intimidate, double Fake Out. You know, we have 3 pivoting options. This might even be better than this one. I'm not sure, but I like this one. This one's kind of cool. So, we'll probably make a rental code with this. And then, yeah. So, let me know what you think of our way of using Yveltal in the comments below. We've passed 800 subs, which is honestly amazing. So, thank you very much. Join the Discord if you haven't joined already. I put the Discord link in the chat in the video description. All right, and we'll be back with another team building video soon. All right, have a good one.